Hello, this is a Ford Custom 1980 F100 out of Missouri. Probably get a good shot of that plate. We just acquired this vehicle, and well, there's a lot to be said about it. I'm gonna raise the hood real quick. This here is a slant six. I'm thinking either it's a 200 or a 250. Excuse me, a 250 or a 300. And it works. It really does work. So we're going to set it up to see whether or not it'll run by itself with a couple of experimental things. All right, I'm Jim. I'll add more video as it comes along. Well, as you're listening to this, you're seeing this truck here run. It was a bad gas tank full of crud and bad gas. Why it wouldn't run? We hooked a few holes up from the manual filter. There's this boat tank right here. Goes right into that carburetor. Now, what we're doing with this truck is that we're just charging our batteries. Okay? Which is the only thing we're doing. It's we're trying to make a time on this thing and see how much time it actually takes. We got clouds today, which is why we're doing this. So we're going to charge the battery right now with this thing. I got it idle set up just a tad bit higher than most. And when I'm done with it, I'll go ahead and I'm going to set it up for the next stage. Okay? This is James Clarkson. Thank you very much. Alright, it's me again. We started the truck up with hooking up the gas line up to this tank here. We put a gallon worth of gas in there in order to see how well. The idle was advanced a little bit on it. And it ran out of gas about 1 hour. Well, it's not out of gas. It's still got some gas in there, but that thing that's right there on the side there, doesn't necessarily allow for, it goes down to the bottom of the tank. It's kind of a safety thing. So anyway, long story short, it ran out of gas about a gallon and a half, in about an hour and a half. So now we go on to step 2 of our phase here, and that's to set up the vapor for this particular unit. Okay, as I said before, we did have a fuel tank problem. We got the fuel pump right down there, which holds on to this line here, which goes to this pump right here. This tank is currently empty. As in no more fuel, but to be absolutely sure that there's no cheating here, we're going to take this clamp here off and remove that hose. Alright, so now the tank has nothing to hold on to. The hose is right there. There is absolutely no fuel coming from any source to that carburetor. So what we're going to do now is use the vapor tank. Now you'll see a hose that's coming out of the top. There's green duct tape there, and it goes all the way over to there, to that tank, where it's taped off. And we got a little aerator right there on the side there. And the whole purpose of this is to see whether this vehicle will run on vapor fumes. So we're going to give this a try in just a second. I got to go grab me a pair of pliers. Alright, this is Jim. 1 second. Well folks, there you have it. She is running on vapor. My green tape right there, sealing that off. My tank is over there. and she seems to be running pretty good. She's not up to the higher RPM that she was at, but I believe that this is kind of a breakthrough. Definitely means I gotta look for something. It looks like she might be a little slow, and definitely a little quieter, but she is running off vapor. Now that particular gas tank is only filled up to about here when it's lying flat. So there's about a half a gallon, maybe a third a gallon in there. We're going to check to see how long this actually lasts. So in order to see how well it actually does good, and of course we've got to put it underneath the load. Because the whole idea here is to be able to charge. So there you have it, folks. This thing is what goes to the fuel pump right here. Is the fuel line that goes all the way up into the engine itself. And that thing is running strictly on vapor. My name is Jim, and we will add more to this as we go along. Thank you very much. Well, she's running back on regular fuel again. I went and had to hook it back up, and it's back to running on it, and I guess after all the vapor wasn't that good of a deal. Alrighty, I'm Jim, and this is it. First attempt, I'm going to say it was a failure, but definitely leaves room for improvement. Okay, bye for now.